Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Feet Run Show. And it won't be too exciting. In fact, we'll just be wearing battle armor, actual armor. But, again, people can you can skip these optional videos entirely if they want to. It might, again, as usual, be interesting for people who are gonna play the game themselves and want to get on some of the feats. The first thing to note is the first thing you always want to do against the worm battle is the second you get in the tank, retry it, because it'll buy you precious seconds where you're not standing out in front of a tank and waiting for the conversation to finish. So you can jump in a tank, which means that the enemies will spawn back in their original position from when you were, outside the tank. And the first feat here is basically no tanks are allowed to get damaged. And the overdiving is very important. Always overdive to the tank the worm is facing. And you should try to line up the turret. It's tricky to do at first, but once you get it down, it's not so bad. And whatever you do, shoot the green orbs because they will spawn more worms, and there will be a headache. But in general, not every shot will hit you, so some you don't have to hit, but some will pass you. As you saw, that one shot there flew over my head. Surprised it didn't hit me though.
Now's your chance.
But it's not too tough once you get it down and get used to this little section. And again, the biggest help I can give is say, the second you can, you're in a tank, press restart, because again, precious seconds.
I mean, it's strange.
Take no prisoners!
Then we get a better look at the battle armor, at least the back of it.
Begin C4 setup.
They're planting C4 explosives inside the tower. They're planning on blowing it up as soon as everything is ready. If we get the Babel to the brink of destruction, it'll be easier to find Kyle Madigan.
Also, breaching the tower quickly is part of another feat, so I'm not sure how fast you have to do it, but generally you have a good amount of time you have to do it in. Basically, just defeat the worm boss within a decent amount of time, and mid-start boss fight thing. Oh well. Stumbling over my words.
Explosives are being set up on the pillars inside the tower. When that's done, they're planning on taking down the whole place. Oh, worm! Here comes another one!
At least on easy, I can kill the worms in a shot or two. So, not all that bad on this difficulty.
Firepower! Must be a gun battery.
And this is the flavor text I mentioned, where we haven't found it by now. You pointed out.
Aya, do you see the broken tank? The gunner inside is still alive.
It's not so broken if it can still fire. Or maybe the treads are broken. But yeah, that's basically him pointing it out to you if you haven't noticed it by now. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but Aya doing whenever I dodge cancel with failing a liberation, really sounds really painful, like somebody's kicking her in the gut. Anyway, the next feat is here. Don't let any barriers break. Easier said than done in some cases, but not hard to do, as long as you bring the right weapons with you. And the two rollers that are there in the starting are the only real danger there is to barriers breaking, so if you can take them out or try to guide them between the barriers so they don't smash them, you should be good. In fact, you could also exploit their AI by constantly jumping from one person to the next to confuse them, and that way they'll stay put. Because they're busy
There's
turning
an
around.
elevator hall close by. You can escape from there. We still don't know where Kyle Madigan is, but the troops are heading upstairs. Head to the...
See if we can't get a better look at the armor a little. Ah, well, not too much of a good look.
The elevators don't seem to be working.
We'll get a better look at it at the bonus video where I show off the armors, at
These
least.
pillars will be covered with explosives. This is a war zone indeed. The enemies are in the way. They need to be taken out before planting the explosives.
Shit, I've been hit!
We need more shooters as backup. Dive into the soldiers carrying firearms.
Thank you for that insightful message, Maida. Onwards we go! I will try to speed through this as quickly as I can, still. There's not any feats to get until the second helicopter section. Just, I'd like to point that out. So people who wish, they can skip it. But for now, I'm gonna go worm hunting with this sniper. Heh, 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 heh.
This is Bravo 4-3. We've spotted a worm. Request for backup. I repeat, Bravo 4...
I'm all the backup you need, buddy. Cavalry can wait. And if you kill them all early, which is very inconceivable, this barrier will still be in place until the cavalry, the helicopter, arrives. So, for now, we can just kind of stand here and stare.
Don't worry, you're safe.
There we go. That guy just before popped out of nowhere.
Fast reinforcements.
At least, that's just because I wasn't looking this direction. Probably fell from the ceiling or something.
You're in pretty far. Set up the C4 here, and you're done. Babel will be no more. Our troops are surrounded by the Twisted. We can't win if the turret is destroyed.
I don't know. I can win if the turret's destroyed. I've actually never had the turret get destroyed on me before.
All of the explosives.
It's not like these arm the bomb sections are very hard either. It's just arm the bombs to proceed. In fact, on this difficulty, I don't really have any problems arming the bombs since I basically kill all the wads at the same time. Not to mention that the mounted turret will completely destroy them in this difficulty if you decide to use it for them. Then again, everything will just destroy enemies on these difficulties.
Aya, you've completed your mission.
This is Zero Alpha. All units, evacuate the tower. The C4 will be detonated shortly. I repeat, All units must evacuate immediately.
I'm sorry if I sound a little tired. I'm pretty tired right now. So if I sound a little slow, sluggish, or a little boring to listen to, well, it's not much to talk about. I'm just sitting here relaxing and pointing out how to get some of the feats. Nothing special.
My calculations were wrong. The building's going to blow. There's no escape.
Could just leave the body that you're in and escape that way. You know, ascend. And also, how can his calculations be wrong? Did he calculate? He's been going like, oh, the Babel's gonna be no more, and then he's like, my calculations were wrong. The building is actually gonna blow up when I knew it was gonna blow up anyways. Blew up anyways. Oh well. I are bad at language.
You need to escape. He was a very brave soul. He saved you twice.
I know.
And we get to the next section where there's feats. Those spitters, they need to die. You need to kill, I think it is 20 spitters to get a feat, air superiority. And there will be a feat you can get where there's basically like a worm chasing some soldiers down a hall. And you have a moment where you can assist them. And if you manage to kill the worm, which is not too hard to do, you just gotta angle yourself correctly and just keep firing and assist with the retreat. That's the 2 feats for this area. There's one more feat left in this entire episode. Not so bad. Actually, it's probably the hardest feat in this entire episode to get. In general, it's one of the harder feats to get. Soft cues as you see the cityscape. This is one of the more painful sections to, well, in general, one of the more painful chapters to go through if you're trying to speed run the game. Well, in the sense that you're playing it multiple times to unlock stuff. As most of this episode, you're more or less on semi-rails, and when you're on the helicopter, you're on rails. So it's not like you can rush by a bunch of monsters and make it easier for yourself. You basically just have to sit here and endure the pain for the millionth time. It's not like this section is bad or anything. It's not like, I mean, I have plenty of fun with it, but when you just want to get it over with because you know you have to win 20 times to get X feature, as an example, then yeah, the quicker you're over with it, the better. In general, you on easy mode, if you got everything unlocked, best weapons, high level, you can generally, I think I stated this before, win the game in about an hour. Ammo sure does come in handy, so the machine gun weapons do not overheat on vehicles.
This is Bravo 4-3, building's clear. Roger that. Prepare for Babel destruction. Start the countdown.
Aya, I found him. Kyle Madigan is on the top tier of the tower.
Now, this next section, that is where the final feat is of the area. Basically, it's all about not letting anyone die. I think you have a margin of error where you can let one guy die. I think one guy managed to die here, and I got the feat anyways. But in general, you don't want anybody to die, and it's really hard to do. The best solution you can do is put each soldier in their corner away from where the worm will spawn, where the one worm will spawn when this guy reaches low health.
They're the only
Because otherwise, someone's gonna die, and it's not gonna be pretty.
The future depends on all of you.
No, I don't think anybody dies. No, they don't, I guess. But anyway, don't let anybody die here, and you get a feat. Easier said than done. Reinforcements survive.
What's more intriguing to me than...
Hi, Kyle. Let's just proceed to pummel him with the best sniper in the entire game. Before helicopters can even show up. Because we just roll that way.
Where am I?
You're dead, that's where.
Is that you? I just don't want to hurt you.
And that is it for the easy mode feat run of episode 4.